So today we're going to start on solving by substitution. Okay, don't do the whole thing, but I want you to cross off number 2 because we're going to use it to write notes over here. So just cross off the problem part and not the rest, okay, because you need room to write. Okay, so with substitution, and the steps are going to be kind of long, okay, so write them on your sheet, that way you have them. Okay, get off your phone. So your step 1, and I'm going to try to write them as thorough as I can, is to label both equations. Okay, so you're going to label this equation 1 and equation 2. Substitution has a lot of steps, okay, so write it down. Okay, your next step, okay, is going to be to circle the equation that is y equals, okay, the one that has the y by itself. So if we look at our 2 equations, which equation is that? Equation 1 or equation 2? Equation 2. Okay. Now, let's talk about, what does substitution mean?
When you replace something?
When we replace something with something else, but it's equivalent. So if you go to, McDonald's is a good, okay, so when you go to McDonald's and you get a freaking Happy Meal, right, they say, oh, do you want apple slices or, I don't even know what else, okay, my kid always gets extra fries. Okay, so you can substitute, it's cost the same, you can substitute the apples or the fries, okay, right, you kind of get to pick one or the other. But either way, it costs the same, and so that's what we're doing. So this y equals is equivalent to this. They are the same thing. That's what equals means, okay? And so we're going to plug in, step 3 is to plug in, let me think how to say, circled equation. Did I spell circled right? Into the other. We'll say for the y. Okay, so essentially what we're doing is we're going to plug this part in for the y in the other equation. Okay, so this is what it should look like. It should say 4x minus 2. And now, instead of y, because there's a y right here, we're going to plug in that part. So you're going to say 3x minus 7 equals 12. Okay, take a second and look at that. Make sure you understand how to plug that in. Okay, everything looks exactly the same. 4x minus, that would say y, but now we're saying y is 3x minus 7. Okay, your next step is going to be to distribute. Okay, so we're going to have 4x what is negative 2 times 3x? Negative 6x. Negative 2 times negative 7. Positive 14 equals 12. Okay, then you're going to combine like terms. what can we combine? 4x minus 6x, and that's gonna give me what? Negative 2x. So we can combine these two. So you're gonna get negative 2x plus 14 equals 12. Okay, and I shouldn't have to write this out, but then you're gonna add or subtract the x-less term. In this case, which term does not have the x? 14, so are we gonna add or subtract it? We're gonna subtract it, so you're gonna say minus 14 on both sides. You're gonna get negative 2x equals negative 2. Okay, what would your next step be?
Divide.
Yeah, so step 7 is gonna be to divide. Okay, so you're gonna say divided by negative 2. And x is gonna equal what? 1. We're not done. So if you're thinking we're done, we're not. Okay. Then, your next step is gonna be to plug the x value back into the circled equation. Okay, this is the key. You gotta plug it back into the circled equation. Okay? So underline it, put a star on there or something. That's why we circle one equation, so then it's circled and you can plug it back in. Okay? What is our circled equation? What does it say? Somebody read it to me so I don't have to scroll up.
Y equals 3x minus 7.
Okay, so that's our circled equation, and wherever there's an x, what are we plugging in? 1. Okay, so right here you should put a 1. So you're gonna get y equals 3, 1 minus 7. This one is really nice because you can just plug this into the calculator. Okay? And that would be my advice. Okay? But you can do it by hand. Okay, what is 3 times 1? 3 minus 7. It's gonna be negative 4. Okay, and then last step. Okay, step 9 is going to be to write x and y as a coordinate. Okay, and I'm going to put on here, it goes like x comma y. So in this case, our actual answer is going to be 1 comma negative 4. Okay, my suggestion to you would be, because you're going to turn this paper in, and if I'm not here, then what are you going to do? Take a picture of that on your phone or iPad of all your steps. Okay, that way you have it on the sheet, and that way you have it on your phone or iPad. This will be the only day that I'm writing out all the steps on the board. Okay, I'm not doing it tomorrow, it takes too long. So take a second, take a picture of your steps that you wrote down, okay, on your phone, on your iPad, something that you're gonna be bringing to school. Yes, sir? No, they're in my phone.